She was forced to sing at his wedding. But the song she chose exposed a secret that left the entire ballroom in tears. 6 years ago, she was Mrs. Langford, 22 and glowing in a thrift store lace dress, singing at last, while Marcus cried real tears into her neck. Now she's the ghost he scrubbed from the credits. She presses the note to her chest, feels the paper cut. The abortion, 19, alone in a clinic that smelled of bleach and regret. Marcus in Dubai with models and bottle service. She never told him because he'd already chosen the empire over the embryo. She stumbles to the kitchen table, pushes aside Amara's finger paint masterpieces. Her daughter, 5 years old, asleep in unicorn pajamas, doesn't know her father's name is poison. Aaliyah's life now is choir practice in a church basement, kids who call her Miss J, a Corolla with 180,000 miles and a duct-tape side mirror. Marcus swept in when she was 18, all private jets and promises. "I'll fund your album," he said, signing her songs under Langford Records. Then the ultimatum: abort the second baby or lose the contract. She kept Amara. He kept everything else. The phone buzzes. His name glows like a threat. She answers because the money could fix the Corolla, pay for Amara's asthma meds, maybe even voice lessons. "Sing our song," he says, voice oiled with entitlement. "Vanessa loves jazz. Impress her, and I'll throw in private school for the kid." The kid. Aaliyah's throat closes. "You left me bleeding on a table," she whispers. He laughs, the sound of champagne corks and broken vows. "Choice was yours, baby mama." She hangs up, rage hotter than the stove burner she forgot to turn off. Keisha bursts in at midnight, nurse scrubs still on, smelling of antiseptic and worry. "Burn it," she says, snatching the invite. "He's baiting you." Aaliyah stares at Amara's door. "If I don't go, he'll leak the records. Amara's college fund, her future. He'll torture to watch me dance in the ashes." Keisha's eyes soften. "Then go. But sing the truth." 3:17 a.m. Aaliyah sits cross-legged on the carpet, spiral notebook open. The page titled "Billboard for the Broken" fills with ink and tears. She rewrites at last until the lyrics bleed. Every stolen royalty, every lie, every clinic stamp. She recorded a voice memo, voice raw. "I will sing." But not the song he wants. She kisses Amara's forehead, tastes salt and crayons. Mommy's going to war with a microphone. Dawn paints the projects pink. A black SUV idles outside, tinted windows swallowing light. The driver won't meet her eyes. She wears Keisha's black gown, simple, the kind of elegant that doesn't scream for attention. The gates part like Jaws. The estate sprawls, ice swans melting under chandeliers. String quartet sawing Vivaldi for people who've never waited in line. Vanessa glides past in a gown that costs more than Aaliyah's life, diamonds flashing like warnings. Marcus intercepts, suit sharper than his smile. "There's my Grammy ghostwriter." He says it loud for the crowd. Vanessa claps. "I adore your old demos." Something classic. Aaliyah's smile is glass. "I've prepared something special." The ballroom hums with senators and rappers Marcus signed, all sipping $1,000 bubbles. Waitstaff in starched white glide like sharks. Marcus raises his glass. "To new beginnings and old voices that still harmonize." Laughter ripples. Aaliyah's stomach knots. The stage lights dim. A single spotlight pins the microphone like a crime scene. Vanessa squeals, surprise jazz set. Aaliyah steps forward. The piano begins the familiar chords of "At Last." Guests sway, nostalgic. Marcus smirks, victorious. She grips the mic. The first note leaves her throat like a confession. "At last, you found your throne of gold, while I counted pennies for the dreams you sold." Murmurs. Marcus's smirk falters. The lyrics aren't Ellis. They're hers. She lets the pain crescendo. "You signed my pain in contracts, took my womb, my name, my tracks, phones rise." The backdrop flickers. Keisha's cousin hacked the AV. Clinic discharge papers bloom huge. Her signature, his absence. Gasps ricochet off crystal. The beat switches. Trap hi-hat slice under piano. Chorus hits like a verdict. This is for the girl you left behind, abortion papers that you signed, every royalty you stole in the night. Tonight the world will see your light is a lie. Vanessa's champagne flute slips, shatters. Marcus lunges. Cut the mic. Security freezes. Instagram live. 2 million viewers. Aaliyah rips out her in-ear. This is for every artist you silenced. She names them. Producer X, paid to fake her overdose. Lawyer Y, buried Amara's paternity test. Vanessa screams, "You have a daughter?" Slaps him so hard his cheek blooms red. Marcus's mother collapses into caviar. Aaliyah's final verse is spoken raw. "I was 19, pregnant, scared. You said choose the career or the child. I chose her. You chose lies." The mic drops, shatters a $10,000 vase. Waitstaff, ex-artist he screwed, stand and applaud. Vanessa rips off her ring, hurls it into the fountain. Live stream explodes. Hashtag Langford Lies trends worldwide. Board members' phones glow with plunging stocks. Aaliyah walks off stage through a gauntlet of whispers and camera flashes. 6 months later, Billboard for the Broken debuts at #1. Royalties hers alone. Amara starts private school on Vanessa's guilt donation. Marcus sells the yacht to pay settlements. Empire in ruins. Final image. Aaliyah in a small jazz club. Amara front row, clapping sticky hands. Sometimes the most painful song is the one that sets you free. The spotlight burns white hot, but Aaliyah's voice is hotter. The piano still pretends to play at last. Yet every guest hears the fracture in the melody. She leans into the mic like it's the only honest thing in the room. "You signed my pain in contracts, took my womb, my name, my tracks." The words land clean, no echo, no mercy. A senator chokes on his caviar. A rapper Marcus signed last year drops his phone. The screen cracks like his future. Marcus surges forward, cufflinks flashing panic. Cut the feed. The sound engineer's hand hovers over the board, but Keisha's cousin locked it from a burner laptop in the coat check. The backdrop blooms again. Clinic discharge summary. Timestamped 3:14 a.m. Patient A. Jackson, procedure DNC. Attending physician Dr. Patel. Accompanying party none. The date is 6 years ago to the day. Vanessa's champagne flute slips, glass exploding into 1,000 apologies on the marble. She doesn't blink. She reads. Aaliyah's voice climbs, no longer singing, testifying. "Left me bleeding in the clinic's cold while you bought islands with the stories I told." The trap beat drops hard. Hi-hats slicing the air like subpoenas. Chorus detonates. "This is for the girl you left behind, abortion papers that you signed, every royalty you stole in the night. Tonight the world will see your light is a lie." Phones rise in a forest of evidence. Instagram live counter spins past 3 million. Hashtag Langford Lies is born in real time. Vanessa's face drains the color of her gown. She turns to Marcus, voice low enough for the mic to catch. "You have a daughter?" The slap follows before he answers, the crack louder than the snare. His cheek blooms red, matching the lipstick on the rim of her glass. Marcus's mother clutches pearls and collapses backward into a waiter. Oysters scatter like spilled secrets. The string quartet stops mid-note, bows frozen. Aaliyah rips the in-ear monitor out, lets it dangle like a noose. Producer X paid 50 grand to plant the overdose story in page 6. Lawyer Y hid Amara's paternity test in a Cayman trust. She lists them like rosary beads. Each name pulls another thread from the empire. A board member's wife gasps, recognizing her husband's signature on a non-disclosure. The waitstaff, everyone an ex-Langford signee, set down trays and applaud slow, deliberate, the sound of contracts tearing. Marcus lunges for the stage, but security forms a wall of former artists who owe him nothing. Aaliyah steps to the edge, black gown brushing the spotlight's rim. Spoken word now, no melody, just truth. "I was 19, pregnant, terrified. You FaceTimed from a yacht and said, choose the career or the child. I chose her. You chose lies. The mic drops. It hits the floor with a crack that shatters a $10,000 crystal vase. Shards glitter like the future he thought he bought. Vanessa rips the diamond off her finger, hurls it into the fountain. The ring sinks past koi fish and floating orchids, a $2.4 million confession. She storms out, heels clicking a war march. Her father, oil money, old power, already on the phone, canceling the honeymoon jet. Live stream hits 5 million. Stock tickers on guest screens bleed red. Langford records down 14% in 90 seconds. Aaliyah walks off stage through a corridor of whispers and camera flashes. A waiter slips her a folded note. "We're with you." Inside are 12 signatures. Every server tonight, every royalty he skimmed. She tucks it in her bra like armor. The SUV waits, engine idling. She doesn't look back. 3 weeks later, the song leaks. Not the performance clip. Those are scrubbed by lawyers. But a studio version Aaliyah cut at 4 a.m. in Keisha's basement. Amara asleep on a beanbag. Billboard for the Broken drops on every platform at midnight. No label, no clearance, just truth. It debuts at #1 on Spotify Global, #1 on Apple, #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. Streams pay her $1.12 each. By sunrise, she's earned more in 8 hours than Marcus paid her in 8 years. Vanessa wires $400,000 the next day, no note attached. The memo line reads, "For Amara's education." Aaliyah uses it to buy out the church basement, turns it into a nonprofit studio. Kids who once sang for free now record for royalties. Marcus's board forces him out. He sells the yacht to cover the first wave of settlements. 23 artists, 23 stories, 23 zeros. The mansion goes next, then the private jet. He keeps one suit and a one-way ticket to nowhere. 6 months to the day. Aaliyah plays a jazz club in Harlem. No chandeliers, no ice swans, just velvet curtains and cigarette haze. Amara sits front row on a booster seat, clapping sticky hands to the beat. Aaliyah sings the bridge soft, eyes on her daughter. "I chose you, and the world tried to unchoose us. But look, we're still standing." The crowd hushes. Amara yells, "That's my mommy," and the room erupts. Phones stay in pockets. This moment isn't for the algorithm. Marcus watches from a bar in Queens, nursing warm beer and a burner phone. The bartender changes the channel when the news replays the wedding clip. He doesn't flinch. He's already yesterday's headline. Aaliyah ends the set with a single line. No mic, just voice carrying to the back wall. Sometimes the most painful song is the one that sets you free. The lights dim. Amara runs on stage, hugs her legs. The applause doesn't stop until the club owner cuts the power to close.